In Loophole news.
I love loopholes.
This guy right here.
Loopholes is the Chinese way.
Submitted by JK Bodyguard.
Who the fuck is that?
How big are you? How big are you, huh? If you're not bigger than me, then go away.
Then you can't guard her body.
Yeah.
Half the world's not bigger than you, though.
Whoa, what are you trying to say, Bart?
I'm just 5'11". That's pretty
You
big.
have a bad day? Damn.
No, I want a good
This
day. I want a
guy
good day.
wants a bad rest
I want
of
a
our
good day. I want a good day. Half the world is bigger than you.
Half the world is bigger than her?
You're smaller than half.
in his voice, you hear that?
Bigger than her.
Look, I look. Unlike other people, I have this.
She's bigger
Unlike
than
What the fuck, dude?
Oh yeah, where's his wedding ring?
I got chucked all the way under the bus to save your own ass. I get it.
Yep. I want a good rest of my life.
He was just hanging out. I was being very quiet, dude.
I know you were quiet for the first time ever.
Damn, right?
I want a good week.
You fucked up so hard.
A man resorts to painting his backyard after pressure from the city to keep it green.
Oh.
So he painted his lawn green.
I thought that's what they were doing because of the whole water.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing that.
That you just paint it.
This made the news.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, let's talk about it then.
Then it must be important. And it's a very different story from what I'm
I
thinking.
mean, yeah. And then people wanted us to talk about it.
Did
so
he paint it a stupid color?
Oh, maybe he used actual paint instead of the powder that you're supposed
Oh,
to.
that'd be funny, but no, he did. He used the
I thought people
eco-friendly
just
one.
fucking spray painted. They spray painted their lawn green, like with spray paint.
Yeah, no.
That's expensive.
No, they use grass paint.
Like he's out there with a and like doing it. That'd be tight.
Let's hear it.
I'll let him tell you. Here we go.
Even better.
Oh, this guy's gonna say it himself.
So I came up with this idea of just painting it. And it's not house paint, it is environmentally friendly paint. It's stuff they use on golf courses and football fields. And see that I've just painted straight over the dirt in some spots. For what I would have spent in 1 month of watering, I could do this 2 or 3 times.
The city's getting on his case because his grass is getting fucked up and it's messing up the value all around him.
People are complaining.
Yeah. Well, he's not the only one. They did mention that too. That it's like, oh, other neighbors, they have gotten notices about the lawns.
Is there a
But
drought?
There's this code that they have to enforce.
Must water code.
You know, I got one of those citations before.
During the drought?
No, not during the drought. This is when my mom first bought her Monterey Park house, and I was supposed to be in charge of taking care of it.
Damn, you're the worst.
I know. And I was living in the front with my friend, and we were like 19. And I didn't hire a lawnmower to come. I mean, not lawnmower. I didn't hire
A gardener?
a gardener to come.
It went from lineman to.
I didn't hire a gardener to come, and it started growing like all over the place. And at that time, I had this dog named Tyson, and I would just chain him to the
First
front.
Tyson or second Tyson?
The second Tyson, I would have him chained to their front like little handrail thing, so he would be shitting all over the place.
You're ghetto,
so
dude.
the entire lawn would have big brown spots, and the parts that were green were like this tall.
Oh my god.
And then someone ratted on our house, and then I had to like hire a lawnmower person to come and.
Why do you look at me? What the fuck?
Yeah, a lawnmower person.
Because it was constructing all the time.
Yeah,
No,
it was,
this dude is ghetto
it was
though.
after the construction.
This guy's ghetto. If I wasn't in his life, his house would be fucked up.
My parents were the assholes. They had a fucking junkyard for our backyard. Like they put everything back there. Like they had an old Toyota 4Runner back there.
That's some Mexican shit.
They had a fucking trailer. They had a fucking double wide
That's white
trailer
trash.
parked in the front lawn that just grew.
Are you serious?
Shit, yeah, fuck yeah.
And then like the plants all grew over it.
Yeah, and then they would get notices from the city, and it was like, and they would just be like, "Fuck the city, we're doing this shit." And then
Your parents?
neighbors. Oh yeah, and then our neighbors would get pissed. And this was all during like when 2008, like my dad, like his business went south, and so they ended up, and the economy was fucked, and so like my parents. They didn't really know what to do about any of this shit. And so the neighbors would send notices all the time and be like, yo, we can't sell our house because your fucking thing's ruining our property.
Was it the front lawn?
It was both.
Yeah.
So it was-
When I met him, it was still like that.
And then during the downturn, and you met me during this too, like we had part of our whole house, like our garage and 2 rooms, like we shared it with like a Mexican family.
Well, they like sectioned it off so that like.
That's
Yeah.
resourceful.
Yeah. And so the guy, like Freddie and his family lived with my family, and it was, and they were cool. They were really
probably
cool.
could have sold all that junk and made a little money too.
That's what I was thinking
Yeah,
the
sure.
whole time.
But your mom didn't want to sell it.
No, my mom is a hoarder, and she doesn't want to sell fucking anything because everything has a memory. including a fucking old Toyota 4Runner that was my uncle's.
Oh wow. Even now?
What if you send her on
Even now.
What if you send her on
Even while-
vacation and sell everything?
I tried to do that a couple times actually,
She'll
and
come back-
my own sister was like, "You cannot do this," and she would cry.
Oh no.
It was like, oh.
So it still looks like that to this day?
Well, they ended up having to move out of there because my grandpa died, and they had to move with my grandma, and they're taking care of my grandma, and so all their possessions right now are in a bunch of storage containers, and it's just like they kicked the can down the road.
Dang.
So they're just paying monthly rent to store all that.
They pay monthly rent, like beefy monthly rent, because they got a fucking huge, like one of those shipping container things to.
Oh shit.
My friend actually lived on a junkyard. Like his family, their house was there.
I feel like that's fun.
And then their whole
Like
back
Iron
was a
Giant?
junkyard. Yeah. Like their house was there, but it was like a small one. And then her dad was a mechanic, so he would work out there. And then all this shit was. It was so cool because we would pretend that we're like a biker gang or whatever. We would ride the broken motorcycles. It was really cool.
I picture the yard from The Sandlot.
The yard
Oh,
from
yeah.
Sand.
Oh, yeah.
Where they played baseball.
The neighbor's yard, where the ball,
Overgrown one.
Oh yeah.
where the
yeah,
beast
yeah.
lives.
Yeah, kind of. It was a smaller one. It wasn't the big one where you could get lost in. It was just like, imagine like a property like a nursery size.
Oh,
it's not
that's
like
pretty
a
big.
huge place, but yeah. It was cool too because the dad just let us fucking play.
That's dope.
That's
Like
dope.
we got fucked up, but it was all good.
Damn, you got some dope memories as a kid, man.
Yeah.
Well, because my parents let me out.
They're like, don't stay here.
They weren't afraid of the world.
If you just let the kid out, they have memories that are nice.
Dude, I used to go out into blizzards, and I'd come back like later at night, and I'd just be sledding with my friends all day, and my parents didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
Your mom, you told me your mom yelled at you for that.
But she didn't. It's not like she grounded me. I never could do it again. It was like you should really come back and but it was like no big deal.
Kids are pretty resilient.
Yeah.
Mine was a sunset rule. I had to be back by like street lights on or sunset.
Yeah, mine was street lights.
But also my parents, it was so safe growing up in Japan. They didn't know how fucked up America was.
Especially in LA.
Yeah, they just didn't know. And I think for them, like, it was mainly my grandma that was home and taking care of me. And she didn't know either. So she was just like, yeah, we would always play outside. Go outside with your friends, have fun.
My mom also didn't let me out of like certain streets. Like I have to stay within that territory. But since I knew like, okay, if I have to be home within 3 hours and it takes me like 30 minutes to go all the way over here and 30 minutes back, then I extend.
Good at planning like that. This dude would be like, "Oh, it's time for me to be home. I should go now."
Well, he probably didn't get his ass fucking beat every time he was off
Oh,
time.
did you hear his story? His mom just said, "Hey, you should really be back here when I
That's
told you."
why.
Yeah, I got my ass.
But if my dad was home, I'd be fucking home immediately.
Oh,
But
so
my
you
dad
know
was
how to
never
plan
home.
it out.
Oh
My
yeah,
dad's
yeah.
not
If
home.
my dad was home, it's like no. But if my mom's home, she was way more chill.
Just softer.
So this green lawn.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Does it really for homeowners
Okay.
looking at you two and you two?
Okay.
Does it really devalue the house if your neighbor's grass is dead?
That's a Nikki question.
Well, we live in a condo, so.
No, but do you know the house rules though? Like if you lived in a street.
Oh yes, it does.
So how they measure your home, how they measure a home's value is one, it's based off of like the property and then what your home has, like bathrooms, bedrooms, whatever. But then the other one that takes priority is called comps, and it's like a comparable sell. So whatever your most recent comparable sell in that neighborhood is what highly dictates what your house is. So if one house looks really, really fucked up, then when they start comparing comps like that one, it really drastically lowers how much your house can be sold for.
So they actually don't want you to sell your house cheap.
No.
So like if your block, you have that one fucker that doesn't take care of its lawn.
If that person the buyer is flipping it and renovates it, makes it look nice, then that makes their property value better.
Yeah, and then everyone likes that.
Yeah.
Everyone likes that.
Even with like business property too, same shit.
Oh yeah, like the plaza has to be fixed up.
Or even like where our gym is right now, like our neighbors, like our tenant or our landlord wants us to rent that other side.
They're a sweatshop.
Yeah.
Well, and you
they're
can see
running
it like
down.
it's it just looks like shit.
It does.
Oh wow.
Oh, did they move out or they're still there?
No, they're still there.
And you
But
see a bunch of Asian ladies come out with cigarettes and fucking just flicking them all over the place.
yeah, and there's trash and graffiti, and it's like literally next door.
I used to work next to the C's Candies, and it was a bunch of Asian ladies who were like smoking in the thing and almost walking into traffic every day because they were like, fuck life.
fuck?
Did you ever try to apply for a See's Candy?
No.
So when I was in high school, I was like, man, I gotta get a job. And I was like, oh, I like chocolate. Maybe I'll work at See's Candy. When I went there to get a job application, they're like, okay, cool, fill this out. When you come back for the interview, we're gonna test you on these 40 chocolates. I just handed the application right back. I was like, no, thank you.
You don't want to do
I'm
homework?
not gonna fucking memorize 40
But you
chocolate
get to
names.
taste all the chocolates.
Yeah.
That was too much homework.
But you have to remember, like,
Fuck that.